So we've come, of course, from a world where subsidies were used to back the deployment of renewables on a large scale, particularly in Europe. And it's been very successful at making the value chain mature and sort of now being ready for the next phase, which is, I guess, subsidy-free. I do think, though, that there will be an element of subsidies, an element of corporate PPAs, and a lot of things have to come together. If we look at us as a bank, we've had, of course, by and large, positive experience with subsidies, but also we've had negative experience, unfortunately. So half of me is quite excited about not having regulatory risk, and on the other hand, if we introduce merchant risk, it's a different risk to deal with. So we've been together with our advisors getting our heads around how we can be ready for the next phase of deployment.
And I think we had a lot of good experience working on the UK's first non-subsidy project finance corporate PPA with NORD LB, and I think there's a lot of things we can learn from that deal which can transfer to other markets now as they're looking at the non-subsidy. And also the Nordics, although there is LCERs there, they're at such a low value really, you still need to be looking at other solutions rather than just the value of those.
And I think the UK deal is a great example, because in the end it does show that the transition is not going to be totally straightforward. If you take that deal, it took every actor coming together, the advisors, the off-taker, the developer, the bank. We have to all come together very closely and really almost, I wouldn't say as much co-develop, because in the end we're a bank. We have to have our clients develop the projects, but we have to have a much deeper understanding of the risk profile and really making sure that the project itself, but the project itself has to be ready. And of course, if a project has been designed to allow for subsidies and it's now going into a subsidy-free world, actually there's a transition also in terms of capex, project costs, and so these projects, there is a bit of a transition, but we got there successfully.
Yeah.